on the gas industry, and I'm using him as a neutral referee. He's completely neutral on this, so we're just using him to look for facts. Flaring in the UK, would that be an issue or would that be regulated?
I mean, it would be regulated. You have to apply for a licence from DEC and you do it. The unfortunate thing is that at this stage of development, when you are exploring and developing the well, the gas that's produced is not gas as it would be during production. Obviously, when it's produced, it has a high level of economic value. They don't want it to escape. During exploration stage, we're testing to see the flow rate of the well. The alternative to flaring is venting, which is allowing methane to go off into the atmospheric zone, which is a much higher carbon footprint than burning of the gas, which leads to carbon dioxide. Methane is a much higher pollutant compared to CO2.
Yes, and both of those
They are
extremely dangerous.
Well,
the University of Colorado, Theo Colville, the scientist who looked into this, said it's a peer-reviewed study, the most respected science there is, shows that the initial drilling phase, where they're going to be flaring, is the most dangerous phase for local residents. And my family lives 750 metres from here. This is potential man use.
Well, I mean, we're talking about air pollution. We're going to have to look at the busy roads standing next to. I live in the Midlands, in a very industrialised area, next to a main road. The levels of toxins there. We have roads in London which are closed down regularly because they breach EC regulation. Completely unregulated air pollution. This is monitored independently by the government, and it's a very short period of time. Flaring or venting is only during the exploration stage.
Is this monitored by the same government in which we have our advisor to the UK government on the safety of fracking, who himself has shares in this company, which is a total, conflict of interest. So how are we to trust it?
Just hang on one second.
He has shares in it.
This is quite interesting. I don't want to go down the conspiracy theory.
It's not conspiracy, in fact, the guy has shares in the company. He's advising about fracking and he has shares in a fracking company.
He's a policy advisor. It's not environmental.
What we're trying to establish,
environmental.
what I'm trying to establish are your fears and whether there is any base. That's what I'm trying to establish, that's all. So we've talked about flaring, you worry about flaring, but you pointed out that flaring is only in the initial stages of the exploration, and after that,
because one of the things that we can pretty much guarantee
how do you justify that?
Is that we will not agree on everything, but the vast majority of people...
We've got a railway line behind the drilling site, with trains going past every 4 or 5 minutes, loud.
It's
continually, all day next to the railway line. It's quite ironic that
Yeah, but the railway line
next
is
to the
not
railway
putting
line.
pollutants into the
Well,
air.
it is because they're diesel trains, so they're very heavily polluting. They're diesel trains.
Trains on every minute of every day, 24 hours a day.
But the drilling would be for, the drilling stage of development is very
Don't tell me
short.
about from drilling. I've been here 3 weeks and I've heard it, and it's been going. Apart from the 6 occasions where they've already broke a drill 6 times, apart from that, it's been continuous noise.
No, that's
Non-stop
true.
noise.
I'm not saying that there are no impacts. There are impacts. Any industrial process has impacts, but it's all about scale. It's all about scale. I mean, for a start, this well is not even being fracked. It's oil. It's not gas.
Not yet.
There is no application for fracking.
But Cordwell have said
if you apply for a licence to develop a site, first of all you need an initial exploration licence, which is what they've got here, and that allows you to drill vertically or horizontally without fracking to test the flow rate of the hydrocarbon, in this case oil, not gas. And this well was already drilled previously by another company.
Why have they applied for a radioactive waste permit?
Because if you are dealing with anything to do with substances from below the surface, whether it's coal, minerals, naturally occurring radioactive materials, you have to have this licence to be able to allow planning permission to occur for development.
But they said that there'll be no radioactive materials, so why are they looking for a permit to accumulate, store and dispose of radioactive materials?
Because radioactive material comes up out of the ground naturally.
That their permit does not, and I know I've seen it and have a copy of it if you'd like to have a look, their permit does not allow for hazardous materials. They've had trucks full of hazardous materials.
Well, it does, because you have to.
Have you seen the permit?
I have actually. I've seen the DEC information, the Environment Agency, the HSE, and the local planning regulations.
So you're an expert, but you're not working with them, and yet you've had access to their permit.
Yeah, because part of petroleum exploration development licenses, the information is publicly displayed on DEC's website. For every petroleum exploration development license in the United Kingdom, offshore and onshore, it is displayed on the government website.
So would you be happy for this just next to your house?
No, because let me finish. I would not be happy because I wouldn't want an industrial process next to my house. We're not talking about the industrialisation of the countryside. We're talking about fracking. No, it's a different matter.
No, not doing that.
It's not the industrial.
AJ Lucas, who is Quadrillion Holding Company, have said they've got 67,000 acres of Sussex assets for drilling. They said this to their shareholders in May 2012. This is potentially 10 wells per square mile, and this will be a network of wells, pipelines, compressor stations and toxic flares all across our countryside, and then DEC are potentially looking at 60% of the UK for unconventional oil and gas fields. This will be a mixture of coal bed methane, underground coal gasification and shale gas. These are all incredibly dangerous processes because it's really extreme methods getting oil and gas out of the ground, and it's brute force using shale gas.
Well, Joseph, coal mining has more seismic events. It leads to more releases of radioactive material in the ground, and leaves the largest damage to the surface of the earth. I mean, you take some of the mining areas, former mining areas in Wales and coal, in the Midlands, in Cornwall. There are huge millions being spent to rejuvenate these areas. The actual, whether it's conventional oil and gas or unconventional, in this case, once the area is actually producing, the footprint on the surface is very small. Obviously, you can see from the site here, there are impacts during the development and exploration stage with the access and the fracking. But once it produces, it's a very, very small.
So when they plug the hole, are they going to come back and check on it, like, 3 years down the line or a few years? Really?
They do.
Are you quite sure that they're going to come back and check?
Holding your licence under DEC regulations, you have to check on it. Once it's been plugged or sealed, if you're not producing, it needs to be checked. And if they are producing from it, it's regulated.
So listen, what I'm trying to establish here then, is the problem with fracking or is it with having an industrial mining process in your backyard?
The problem is
poisoning the environment.
The issue with having an industrial mining process in your back garden is one I think everyone round Britain watching this on the One Shot would absolutely understand, and who would probably want to mine in their back garden. But the issue actually is coming out that the issue is disproving a lot of the anecdotal worries.
Peer-reviewed science from Cornell University and the University of Colorado says this is a late rate of lifetime cancer risk, mutations of unborn fetuses, severe headaches, massive damage to the endocrine system.
Well, I mean,
how dare you?
The most recent study, the first one that came out from Cornell University, and actually another department within Cornell led a rebuttal paper against it because there were errors made within the numbers on toxins in the water, in the air, and as I said, there are.
Was that Tony and Graffia or the Cornell School of Veterinary Medicine? Both come out.
As I said, there are issues with fracking. It's not right to say there's nothing. And Quadrilla are too far to saying it's perfect, and that's wrong. It's not perfect. It's an industrial process that leads to every industrial process leads to waste products. If you're drilling below the surface, you will get radioactive material, you will get wastewater, and 99% of industrial processes use chemicals harmful to the environment. But the important thing is the scale. When we're talking about what's going to happen in the United Kingdom, regardless of the environmental aspects, the economics will not allow development to happen here in the same size as the US, which means there won't be the same level of impacts. We're talking about the United Kingdom.
How about
there will be an impact.
If there's impact, it will affect them. What are you going to do if there's a blowout? What's your evacuation plan for the village?
That is part of the planning. I mean, that will be covered. That's covered during the actual production license from DEC, the Environment Agency. Every well.
That's not a plan. What is your plan for the evacuation of the village if there's a blowout?
So I don't have a plan.
Who's culpable?
There are approximately 10 blowouts in the Marcellus region in 3 years over when there was 2,500 wells approximately.
There won't be that many in the United Kingdom. There won't be.
But you're saying
one of the most important things is public opinion. If the public opinion's not there, the planning authorities won't be able to give.
85% of Balcombe have said they do not want it here. 9% don't know. You have no social license in this industry.
Hang on. Was that me?
It's not my industry.
Well, then why are you down here defending?
Hang on, everybody. Take a breath. He's completely neutral. He's just here as a...
I don't get any money from Quadrilla.